You know, classroom with the Duke of Tears, man. Aseer, my great master teacher. Let me get some of this, man, for y'all. What happened? Oh, here you go.
And they started like dirty, what they call Tijuana Bible. And then those
just got out there.
Upgraded when the soldiers started going to
cleanliness
wars and
with godliness.
Countries, so different countries started printing them, and then they started to create their own stories.
I'm not gonna do the whole lecture.
Way later,
but I'm gonna definitely get some of this for the
realized
people.
that it could be used as a means of propaganda.
I posted his already.
That's when they started to create heroes that were nationally based. That's where you got Captain America from.
There we go.
And then his nemesis was the Red Skull, which was basically
ideologies that was created back.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's where you had another
Germany,
then you had a DC version with Superman, and then was fighting the Justice Society was fighting the Nazis, and then they had their enemy was named Captain Nazi. You see what I'm saying? So then that's when they started to use that as propaganda materials for the children. So by the time the communists came through, that's why you start to see a lot of, if you look at a lot of communist propaganda imagery, it's all based on heraldry or heroic style images. People looking up, people like almost flying, people ascending.
That's why I said together. I'm half Jaguar, half Cheetah. I'm so Van Diesel.
So it wasn't until
Black Panther and got that
so
Jaguar.
From there, people started going crazy. So by the time the 60s came out, everybody started getting into heavy stuff like psychedelic drugs. And then this is when the Cold War was going. So they started to talk about all the Cold War stuff they was doing in books like Nick Fury, that was drawn by a dude named Steranko. And all of that was coming directly from stuff that was in the field. When you read like old CIA papers and stuff that they put in through the data dump, or old like books on like there was a book called The Naked Capitalist, these type of books, that when you read what was happening and you look how they experimented, like Ian Fleming, the dude who wrote James Bond, he was James Bond. He was the MI6 dude in real life. So he was writing about stuff that he used to do because he was in Her Majesty's Secret Service. You understand what I'm saying? And he basically amassed all of that to the point he could put that into his book, just like Tom Clancy, just like John Grisham.
I love those books.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
when
all
I
these things was
locked up, those books opened up my pineal gland.
Yeah, this was all based on real stuff, like the Jack Kirby stuff he did with Black Panther and stuff. All of that came from a real declassified document that they got about the real Wakanda and all of that at Mount Kilimanjaro, as well as the Wakanda sites over here in America.
Right here.
But
Kilimanjaro, El Dorado.
Nobody knows. Like at one point during the Black Panthers, like he came out at the same time the Black Panthers was out. Think about that.
Yes,
so you had this revolutionary black hero who was a king of an African nation. At the same time, you had black people here in America trying to get their own understanding of Africa within the nation that they in.
Coyote.
All in 1966.
There's so many
and then from there, they had to change his name for a minute, and then it was the Black Jaguar. At one point, they had him white.
I put that in
like one day I found an image of the original white person. But all of that came from a real story. That's why the whole thing is cursed now, in terms of what they're doing. Because it all came out.
Curses.
There's a whole section of YouTube, his brother named Ambassador Prince Michael. He goes into all of that.
Salute.
You want to get into all of that? Years ago, when I started with the science superhero thing, this is what I was basically talking about, is that the fact they were going to basically try to frame everything the way that they frame comics by using a technique in the medium called self-insert. DNA, human manipulation, products, all of that.
Transhumanism.
Shit, all of that is real.
I definitely don't know that research.
All of that is the
I've
stuff
done my
that
homework on that.
Over here with them.
Not organic, inorganic.
After Operation Mongoose.
I can't even say the stuff that I want to say.
You understand what I'm saying? That became
just think about what women are doing out there with these
the United States
injections in their butt and
it did business through The intelligence
Lips,
agency,
bow
meaning the
ties.
intelligence agency, basically the intelligence apparatus
That's
of
not
world
even.
governments
That's not with
became
nature.
how world governments
That's not
operated through,
creation.
instead of the
Your
transparency
God
of the
created
government
you.
as it was lawfully and duly
Some
elected
fucking
to
scientists
operate.
saying,
You
"Hey, you
understand?
should, what person you should get?
So
What face
all of the stuff
you
that
want?"
is true, that can be proven, that's locked away
So
somewhere.
I salute to
that
Michael
energy of
Jackson.
that
He
truth
had
still
that song.
exists,
They don't
and
really
the
care
enemy
about
understands
us,
that truth,
and that shit slipped
regardless
right
of who or what, is
under
an
their
energy
fucking nose.
that's reminiscent of God, Allah, the higher self. So eventually, it's going to manifest itself.
I am
So,
arm, leg, arm,
instead
head.
of letting it manifest itself randomly,
The body,
let's put
man.
it out in a context that we can control the
Mother
output
Earth.
and the energy generated from the disclosure of that truth. Do you understand?
When I say that currency,
That's how
energy, the mind,
societies are run.
these social constructs. I'm not gonna do too
Get
much
what I'm
more
saying?
of this classroom, but
All of that stuff that we were taught was fantasy and stuff like that actually comes from something actually real. But when you get to the realm of legend and myth, all of that comes out of stories. But stories come out of experiences, and experiences come out of actions. Actions come out of thoughts. Thoughts come out of intent.
That's why I say think
You see
before
what I'm
you
saying?
act.
As you scale it up, as you scale it back, it's the same thing. There's something called the 3-2-4 paradox, or the 3-2-1 paradox, where basically it's a mathematic situation where anytime you take something and you divide it or you multiply it and then you get an odd even number, you divide it to get an odd number, and then you do the odd number to the even number, and you keep doing that. And the more you keep doing that, the more you get a wave or
all
graph,
day.
much like you see on the stock market, right?
9 could be
And then
flipped
you
to
get
6
to a
too.
point though, where it always cancels out to 3, 2, 4, and 1, where it always busts down to 1. No matter if you go from the odd side or the even side, in some instances, it's always going to go down to 1. Okay?
That's
right. So
enough.
that energy that exists to create something out of nothing, that is what we erroneously refer to as idea, but that
can make something out of nothing.
That's God. That's the higher self in manifestation.
There goes the
in
alchemical
real time,
dragon, man.
in multiple times, simultaneously, in the past, present, and future. That's it. When you get a good idea to do something, that's it. A whole new universe just came into existence.
Wow.
When you decided not to do something, a whole universe went out of existence. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's that literal now. So,
yo, he's so heavy, man. I love you, Aseer, man, for real. Brooklyn. He from Brooklyn. You know, so New York state of mind. Well, not really. The universal cosmic state of mind. And I'm gonna end it right here. Islam, peace, love, and light to all the universe.